Well, here is a quote from C.S. Lewis, which is like, wow, there's so much to think about and so much to ponder about because it is kind of profound and so very true. This is what C.S. Lewis says. The great thing, he says, if one can, is to stop regarding all the unpleasant things as interruptions of one's life. The truth, however, he says, is that which we call as interruptions of our lives are actually our real life. That which we call interruptions of our life are not interruptions, but real life. Let me explain. You know, when Kevin and Gracie were small, they would wake us up several times at night to be fed or for a diaper change. Of course, for the first few days, for me as a father, it was a nice thing. You know, it was wonderful. I was right there to help. But as days passed on, honestly, I thought their waking up in the night was but rather an interruption. I remember nights where I would pretend as if I was sleeping while poor Atone got up and fed the children and put them back to sleep. Or I remember when Kevin would demand for a bedtime story when I was just about to read a book to myself. His request to be put to bed with a bedtime story was an interruption for me. There was also a time I remember he waited for me to take him to park, carrying him on my shoulders when I really wanted to do was to take a rest after I had come back from work. And his request was certainly seen as an interruption. Or when I remember Tone would say at night, well dear, the kids are asleep, let's talk. And I'm like, talk now? It's already late, the kids are asleep. This is the best time to sleep. Her request to talk and carry a conversation in the night was seen as an interruption. But now, when I look back, no, these were not interruptions. Because if I were to read a book to Kevin now, he would say, well, I'm too slow, or I don't understand his characters in the story. And of course, I no longer can play with him with the aggression he demands from me. Sure, I can't carry him on my shoulders, he's way too grown for that, and I have aged as well. Well, had I not sacrificed my sleep and carried my conversations with Atone in the night, we would not have grown so intimately with each other. You see, what we regard as interruptions of life are not really interruptions, but they are what real life is all about. Now, for all of us, life simply got interrupted with the pandemic, didn't it? All that we call normal was interrupted. Most of us sat at home and adapted to the ever-changing scenario around us. Besides, there was sickness all around us. There were job losses, there were deaths, there were all kinds of upheaval. And of course, we liked none of it. But you know, this is real life. In real life, there is pain. In real life, there is crying. In real life, there is suffering, there is agony, there is uncertainty. And of course, in real life, there are job losses and there is death as well. However, what often happens is this, that we end up living either in the past or in the future. We talk about the good old past or we hope for the better future while clearly missing out to live in the present. Now, of course, the ability to live in the present, however, the present is doing real life. And in doing real life, we realize there are things that are beyond us. There are relationships we must never take for granted. There are things we must ever be grateful for. And we must live humbly before our Creator. In fact, talking about the Creator, what amazes me is this fact that when the Creator came to be part of His creation, when the Lord Jesus Christ entered His creation, He went through all that we call as interruptions of life. Yet, He did not ignore them. He neither avoided them, but went through them and overcame them. And that exactly is what gives us the biggest hope in doing real life, that Jesus is with us. Yes, the great thing, if one can, is to stop regarding all the unpleasant things as interruptions of one life. The truth, however, is that which we call as interruptions of our lives are actually our real life.